The long wait is over. Players can finally play Agricola on iOS. Fans of this complex Euro game have been waiting for it to come to iPad and iPhone for a long time. Now Playdeck has finally delivered, and let's take a look and see if it lives up to player expectations and what new features have come from Playdeck in this implementation that is far different from the card games they generally do. In Agricola, the player's goal is to build a successful farm. They represent a family of farmers, starting out with just a husband and wife, and moving on to many more members as they grow their family, grow their farm, and begin to become successful. The goal of the game is to be able to successfully feed your family and build your farm in such a way that it earns the most victory points. This is done through two screens. The first is your farm screen, where you can plant fields and build bigger rooms for your home and other improvements that will help build your family and give them more success. So here we see that I have built a field and planted some wheat in it. Then there is the town screen. In this screen, you can scroll through the village and see the different actions that you can take. You can go to different vendors, which will give you different materials, allow you to build more things for your home, allow you to take on new occupations, which give you new skills, and other things that can help you earn victory points and also help you be more successful in the game. Agricola is an extremely complex game. If you wish to play, there are several tutorials you're going to need to go through. However, a cool part about Agricola is it can be played on many levels. So, if you wish to just enjoy the game and kind of walk through it, you can actually play by yourself and go for a high score. In this way, you kind of get to build up your farm in whatever way you want and get to really experience the game without competing to get the most points. Otherwise, you can play with other people online or locally to really have that competitive edge. I think one of the reasons why Agricola is such a highly rated board game is that the way it works is it allows you to see a farm come to life. Playdeck has really captured this by adding animations in, I think, a tactful way that allow you to see your farm start to develop and start to fill up. I think that this is why players enjoy the game, and if you're not into the competitive complexity, I think you can still enjoy this in many of the modes that the game offers. The game has several options to play. You can play by yourself, you can play a solo series, which is a competitive kind of way to play by yourself, or you can play with multiple AI opponents or local players. There's the family game, which kind of removes some of the rules, which I would recommend for new players, or the basic game, which adds in occupations and other rules that make it a little more complex. The AI in the game is fairly strong, I would say, even on the lower levels, but it will definitely help you learn the game as you can sort of follow their actions. It is easily blocked in some ways, but in other ways it actually is quite strong. The online play now features a new specific login for Playdeck, but it still can connect to your game center and your friends can reach you through there. This new login, I think, will help them to bring some new features, though I don't see a lot of them as of yet. There definitely is some improvement in the menu design and player matching systems. Here we have a two-player game. You can see if the player is online or not, and you can see them play through their turns so you know what they did. Then you can take your turn and choose your actions. The games play asynchronously, which is great as it is hard to sit through a game of this. It is quite long, which is one of the reasons why people don't play it as much as they like, so it's great to play it asynchronously. It is a little of a more slow-moving game than, say, something like Ascension, as each action you take is just placing one person, but it definitely is preferable to some of the other options for playing this game, such as live play. I would be remiss to not mention the new ELO system which has appeared, which is great for matching players. It obviously is clear that if you are not as good as at someone at Agricola, you will actually be easily routed by them, so it's great that they're going to help pair you up with people that you fit better with. Agricola is an extremely complex game, and in this version, created by Playdeck on iOS, they have managed to put a very comical and very playful wrapper on it. Now, I don't think this wrapper really distracts from the game in many ways, and I think it actually was a pretty great way to present the game. Yes, the appeal may be to more casual players, and I feel this may actually be sort of a double-edged sword, as it may attract some players that just aren't ready for the complexity of this game. However, it does have many options to play, and I think if they can be routed to and stick to those more simple options, they actually will enjoy the experience. The new online system seems to work fine. I know people don't like additional logins, but this one will remember it for you, so you shouldn't have to write down anywhere or keep track. I hope that this means we'll be seeing a lot of new features. I would love to see, a lot more in terms of chat and allowing players to interact during the game, but these are not as yet implemented. Agricola is targeting several audiences. First, the core gamer. I think we're there. We're sold. Yes, some of us may not like the scrolling or animations, but really they have ways for you to just clearly see the cards if you want that traditional method. For new gamers or people that are unfamiliar with the game, it really depends on them being directed to play the game at different levels. I feel like this is the key factor to the game, and I think that as players can be directed to these, it will be better. I feel like the app doesn't do a great job exactly of directing you to those, as it follows a kind of traditional play deck menu setup. I think maybe a more directed menu may have helped these players, but overall, I think if they follow the tutorial, they will find what they're looking for. For me, Agricola is not a perfect fit on iOS. The game is complex and somewhat long. However, the play deck, I cannot deny, does a great job of presenting all this complexity. I think they've chosen an interesting method, and it overall gives clarity to the player. I do think there are some challenges and definitely some hidden menus for new players, but it's a give and take that I think hopefully works out for positive in the player's sake in the end. For experienced players, pick this up for sure. For new players or casual players, I would be wary to let you know that the cutesy exterior does not expose all of the complexity that's underneath, so just approach with caution and be informed about what you're picking up.